What's up, everyone? Matt Montanez here. I just got a crazy plugin, which is super dope. It's actually this one right here, Infected Mushroom by the Polyverse Wider, to create width in an instrument. It's so dope. All right, so there's all kinds of these width plugins. So I popped up a bunch of them that I own. So I have the T-Rax Quad Imager, really cool. It goes by bands. As you can see, lows, low mids, high mids, and highs. Then I got the Ozone Imager. This is the Ozone 7 Imager, I believe. So it's just the Imager alone. Um, and it's cool. You know, you add width. You can stereoize it. You got the little MicroShift by Sound Toys, which is really dope too. It sounds pretty good. And then you also got the S1 Imager by Waves. So let me tell you something, right? I thought all these plugins were dope. I really thought the S1 Imager was badass. I thought the Sound Toys little MicroShift was dope to add with. I thought Ozone Imager was good. I thought T-Rax were good. I thought all these were good at a time, right? But I just got this one, the Polyverse Infected Mushroom, the Wider. It's amazing. It blows all of these other ones out of the water. I mean, and it's so simple. It's unmatched. I just threw it on threw it real quick. Said, let's hear how this plugin sounds, and it's perfect. It does what it's supposed to do, make stuff wide, and it sounds incredible. So let me close all these out, and we're gonna go through them one by one on this instrument here. It's a synthesizer. It's a synth pad on this record, and we're gonna see how it sounds. All right, so I just have this routed into a synth thing, and then goes to the master bus because I'm about to start mixing this record. But let me actually close out all these SSL plugins right here, so they're just in the way, right? So let me close out these SSL plugins all right here. There. Okay, so all those SSL plugins are closed. Okay, and let's start with the S1 Imager. So I'm gonna take off the bypass. I'm just gonna loop this section here, and then we're just gonna, add the width. That's pretty much it, right? So all you do is just add width. And then I'll even throw on the Dave Pensal 3D width, but I think that's all it does. It just shoots up to 2. So let's hear it. So it's cool. All it really just seems like it's doing, like when you really dial it in, like, or at least like you just listen to it, so like that, is just kind of moving the middle a little bit, like wider, like a little more beefier. Like it's just adding some more mids, making it a little louder. So it's kind of just moving the middle a little bit, just the center of the entire image there, just a little bit over, and it's cool. It works. It clears up a lot of stuff, so it's subtle, I guess you can say. I use it a lot. I've used it on a lot of synths and pianos and stuff, just to push the middle out a little bit, and it works. It really does work, as you can hear it. It works. Okay, so let's close that one out. I think this is the wider. I'm gonna use this one last so you guys can hear that one. And now let's go to the little MicroShift. So the little MicroShift is really cool. It has 3 different settings. All of them sound slightly different. So I'll toggle between the 3 so you guys can check it out. So the first one's cool. You can hear it. It does widen it up, but it created like a phasing sounding effect. At least to my ears, like a little phasing sounding effect, and it's not working for me. So let's hear number 2. And it's a little wider, kind of similar to phasing chorusy effect. So let's hear number 3. And to me, all this one did was add mud to the entire track on this one. At least for this instrument, that's all it did. So, I'm going to pass up on this one too. So let's switch over and let's check out the Ozone Imager. And I love the Ozone Imager. It's one that I always throw on my master bus. It sounds great, and I always just add a little bit to it, not too much. But I'm gonna exaggerate this just so we can hear it on this instrument. And again, this one's similar to the S1 Imager. It adds more mid-range sound, kind of spreads out the middle just a little bit, but it just makes it louder, you know? So the middle gets a little bit more width, so it pushes it to the side, but it's not really what I'm looking for this instrument at this time. So I was like thinking, okay, let's try the T-Rex quad imager, because usually I'll pull up an EQ and I'd pan the left and the right side different. I would EQ the left and the right side different, and then I would throw like the S1 Imager to spread it all out a little bit more. So I was like, well, let's try the quad imager because that's what it's doing. That's what it does. So this one's a little different because you gotta actually move by frequencies, by these octaves, right? So I'm just gonna come here and click wide panorama. So as you can see, all of them shot up. And again, this one's doing the same thing that all the other ones are doing. It's just really making that mid-range, and it's really right here in this second band and third band area, more of the second band where it's boosting up. And you can see it in the level chart here. It'll actually show you. So that's what all the other ones are doing, right? So now let's check out this one right here, the Wider plugin. Close that out and let's check this out. So here's the Wider plugin. So I just shot it back to 0, and then I'm gonna put it to the max. I think it goes to 200%. So let's go to 200% and let's bypass it and hear how it sounds. And you can hear in this plugin, just this one out of all the other ones, this one's not causing a phase sounding effect. It's actually really pushing the sides wider. I mean, let me play that again. I mean, that's pretty freaking incredible. That sounds amazing. Listen, I'm gonna A/B these two. I'm gonna A/B these two. I'm gonna A/B these two. Do you hear how much cleaner that sounds, that Polyverse plugin there? Let's check out A/Bing with the MicroShift. And I believe this one was the best one. Amazing, dude. So here's the Ozone now. Might as well A/B all of them, right? And it's not giving us those weird artifacts. It's not just boosting up the mid-range there. It's actually making the track wider. And the last one, the T-Rex quad image. So after going through all of them, the T-Rex is probably the closest to it, but it's not quite there. It doesn't sound as clean and as subtle, and it doesn't sound as smooth of a plugin. Like the T-Rex still has a little grit or something. Like it sounds dirty still. still in that mid range. It has that dirty sound, and that sounds so tight. I was like, whoa, like I couldn't believe it. Best thing about this plugin here is it's a free plugin. Just subscribe to reverb.com and you can actually download it. A buddy of mine, Peter Wolf, really talented engineer. I record out of his studio all the time. He actually sent me the link to this plugin and said, "Oh, check it out, blah blah blah," and I did, and I love it. It's incredible. I will put the link in the description below. Let's hear this real quick on vocals though, so you guys can hear this real quick on some vocals. Um, let's see. He's singing, so let's see what it sounds like on there. Let's see if we could even use it. Effective mushroom wider. Oh, okay, so switch us to the mono stereo track, and let's see what it sounds like real quick. Let's
I was chasing dreams that were far out of my grasp. Never cared to listen to all their judgment. Try to win the glory, but I was chasing dreams that were far out of my grasp. Never cared to listen to.
So it really does make your voice thicker and stuff, kind of similar to like the doubler. But alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked that plugin. I'll put a link in the description below. Shoot me a comment if you have any other suggestions on wider plugins, with plugins. I love them. I use them in every mix. Usually I use like the doubler, the S1, or even the MicroShift. Those are my favorites. Or I'll just do a little delay thing or something. Share the video, subscribe, do your thing. Keep creating music, everyone, and enjoy.